Last year, when I debuted my new model, I had all of these plans to stream, to write, and record and produce all of these pieces of creative output. But 2025 was not a great year for me. I was struggling with things at work, and that was bleeding into my gaming life with my friends, and it was affecting me both emotionally and creatively. I was too exhausted, too stressed, and too drained to be creative. And I had zero motivation to do anything to further my life goals. I also had this crippling anxiety over putting myself out there or taking risks of any kind. So I think I held myself back. But this year, I decided it was my year of being fearless. I decided I didn't want to live in that misery anymore. And I want to do things that I enjoy, which meant when I felt that anxiety, I had to face it instead of sticking my head in a hole and trying to hide. It meant taking risks and not being afraid to take the steps I needed to take. But I ran into a problem. I still work 40 plus hours a week, and I still want to be able to blow off steam with close friends in my off time. This means I didn't have a lot of time for streaming, which I love doing, and to also make the time-intensive videos I long to make. I'm taking things day by day for now, which is part of why this video exists. I wanted to document my progress toward these goals in some way and maybe show myself that I am growing and changing as a person. And that it is possible to make time for the things I love doing. I have learned that I have a tendency to jump into everything at once. I have 10 or more projects just sitting on the back burner, slowly coming to a boil. I don't know how to focus. I want to do all of the things, and I want to do them all right then. And honestly, you'll probably see that in the videos that I post. I've gone from wanting to make game lore videos for 14 to fun animations to webcomics. There's so many things I want to work on. All of the experts say to niche down on YouTube, but my brain cannot niche down. I want to do all of the things. It is so hard to pick one or two things that I want to focus on, because there's so much I want to do. But also, really, only one or two things can occupy my attention at a time. Everything else sort of falls away. So I've been focusing on writing. At first, I was just writing stories for my 14 characters. I was having fun, and I still am. But I've transitioned my attention back to my original fiction, which is always going to be my first love. Publishing books was some of the best years of my life, and I really want to return to that in some fashion. But one of my goals is also to use unconventional media to tell the stories that I want to tell. I can write novels all day, every day, and I love it. But I really wanted to pick up new skills and try new ways to tell stories that might reach new people, like videos or webcomics, 3D animations, or music. There's so many things I want to try, and all of it requires learning skills that I don't know, as well as I know how to write. And I don't say all of this to whine and complain, but to acknowledge that there are things that I want to do. And maybe right now they're outside of my wheelhouse. They won't be forever, but it's when I take on these projects that require those skills that I get frustrated. I can't do a specific thing because I haven't learned how to do it. So I go and I look up tutorials, but my end result doesn't look like their end result. And then I don't feel like I learned anything or accomplished anything because all I did was follow a tutorial in a video. A lot of times I lose interest in a project because it's too hard and therefore not fun. But I want to work on that this year. I want to focus on a new skill and push myself to become as good at this new skill as I believe I am at writing stories. Now, I haven't decided what that new skill is going to be. There's a lot of things I want to try. I'm going to take a month to sort of play around with the different things and maybe decide on like 1 or 2 new skills that I'd like to pursue fully for the year. And I want to focus on those and see where it takes me. And of course, I want to keep writing stories. I'm currently writing a story based on one of my very favorite OC's lore. And I'm excited to see where that story takes me and to share that with my community when it's done. I'm not sure what the medium will be. I'm just writing because that is my strength. And I'll decide the details when it becomes important to do so. For now, I'm just having fun and I want to finish what I started. And I thought it would be fun to share that process with y'all and like update folks as we go along. I kind of thought of the idea of Tangent Tuesdays because I yap a lot, but like then I realized I would have to commit to a video every Tuesday. And you know what? Maybe that's not a bad plan. Who knows? I am, after all, a work in progress. And while I'm going through this year of being fearless, I'm also learning how to give myself grace. Maybe that will be the most important skill I learn this year. But that is enough rambling for this video, my lovelies. It is time for me to get back to writing. I hope all of you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see y'all in the next one.